All right, welcome back to the OlimoLeague semifinals. Game number 5 currently playing out right now. We have a best of 7 finals after this, with Trap already waiting for the winner of this match of the series. So spawning here in the top right corner of the map, he's brought this back 2 games. We'll see if he can keep the ball rolling and make this a third. It's MVP's Blue Terran Salvation.
The bottom right says the Red Terran. It's MarineKing.
Okay, so MarineKing is admittedly a pretty good player. A little bit greedy at times, but it's just that last game. If you were ever to assess a player based on skill, that last game would not be one to look at for MarineKing. Because I think if you watch that game, you kind of equate that to what is like Diamond League North America type stuff. I mean,
I have not seen a Widowmine do so much damage, I believe, and if it does that much damage, it's usually like in like a 10-second time frame.
Right,
you know?
like it's either something really explosive that gets all the Marines so low that you win the fight and you win the game. I've never seen a Widowmine really reload 3 times in a TVT.
No.
Like that like between scans and possible turrets, like that should rarely if ever happen. I mean, there's just like the worst for MarineKing.
I think it was him being so greedy, you know? Like, he figured I was going to kill with the Hellion, so he doesn't use that scan. So he gets a reload again. And then after that, he's like, well, I guess I'll get a Raven, because it'll be useful anyways. And that is true. Raven is useful in a TVT in general, and I think he also saw the Banshee at that point. But he still, like, didn't use the scan to kill the third reload from the Widowmine, which killed the Hellion. It was just like, I can't... If you had just used your first scan, buddy...
Yes, it was a pretty good example of how something so simple can snowball so badly too. Doesn't happen often, but does happen. MarineKing does send out a Reaper, by the way, or sending out a Reaper. We haven't seen one yet so far in the series. Now, the Reaper itself, I don't think is going to be game-ending, but it will be nice to get some scouting information. Both players have been playing fairly blind into both of the games that we get to catch.
Yeah, that is true. Looks like it's going to be another drop. This did work out really nicely. Maybe I'll add in a Widowmine. Yep, it's supply blocked right now. With his Salvation's plan, he's like, man, I did so great last time. Let me do it again. That is not a wall. Could you not?
It is really not a wall. I guess the Hellion made him misclick. I mean, you don't really want to cancel it. You need to get unsupply blocked. 35 is like the worst. 27 and 35 are the most frustrating supply blocks if you're doing anything that is aggressive.
Oh, this is nice. Nice harass. If you got in that Hellion, that would have been really great. It should be repaired. It is a key part of the drop.
Yeah, well, the SUV who doesn't know how to build is right there to repair it.
This is all part of Salvation's master plan. All right.
Funnel
just
everything
back off,
in.
Rifkin.
Yeah, because if it was a full off, they'd have to stop and attack it. But because there's a hole, they'll funnel through my flames.
Was he? Oh, he's gonna just follow up with the natural with the Hellion. Okay, I mean, yeah.
So one of the big things I liked about Salvation's attack last game wasn't just like the Widowmine drop. Like the Widowmine is hilarious, guys, but let's not beat a dead horse. I did like the Hellions actually quite a bit that came to swoop in after. They weren't that effective, but the potential that MarineKing had actually pulled his SUVs away from that or anything else, I mean, there's a lot of chances those had stacked up and lined up for some nice kills. Now he's trying to distract in the natural. He'll get an SUV kill for his troubles. Maybe.
Get it. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Well, this is a much better defense.
Yeah, MarineKing actually shuts this down. Salvation, I realize there's a lot of Hellions starting to run away. MarineKing might be better off just unloading this cargo and swooping over to save these two. These will be very important to hold on to as well. These are not units you can so freely give away because this attack that's following up, I mean, 4 Hellions, 6 Hellions, this is a lot to deal with for somebody who does not have a wall.
No! You are not losing this because you did not make a wall. Okay, he's fine.
Yeah.
That medevac made it home just in time.
Widowmine does burrow.
Or maybe not. Or maybe not.
Oh, it's barely gonna go off. Okay. He holds, he holds.
I'm not sure what MarineKing was trying to do there.
I think he thought he had killed it. It got so low as it burrowed. I mean, it really did kind of look like it died.
That is true. That's probably exactly what it was. But you know, ends up getting the medevac. He trades out Hellions for a couple of other units, and I guess everything is okay. Salvation is only down by 2 workers, not that big of a deal. 2 army supply in favor. Nope, no longer in favor. Just kidding. That one of mine's gonna be his death again, isn't it? MarineKing, please.
Yeah. I was gonna say it very well maybe. It's sitting here with like 2 health and or 6 health, and it will be able to kill. There's the scan.
No!
There's the scan.
This time he uses a scan. Oh, Salvation. You know, the army supply is still in favor of Salvation, but I guess it's all keyed up in this, basically this Banshee and this tank that aren't popping out quite yet.
The
There's no
bunker
Marines to put in the bunker.
Exactly, like he just barely lost everything.
Oh god.
There we go.
That was cute.
Yeah, there's the bus service.
Okay, alright. MarineKing's gonna go into mech again. He has a 3rd CC on the way, but there was a drop in the oh no, it's Salvation's Banshee. Man, I keep getting these guys colors up. So
this is gonna deny building the armories. This is actually quite key. You went double armory. This wasn't like you're stalling on one armory, so oh no, my Thor push is mistimed. No, this is really screwing with the upgrades. Another scan, even force burned on this. And she will die, but MarineKing's had to pop off quite a few scans so far this game.
Yeah. I think the best thing for that Banshee, the worker kills are certainly great, but killing off the SCV building the command center, Salvation is catching up with his own 3rd.
Gone full Terran. Salvation gonna pull a similar tactic to what he did on Expedition Lost. Won't be as effective because MarineKing can just also counter drop.
I think he also... MarineKing also has those Vikings. Oh, yeah, 4-2. Salvation's Vikings not even here, so this really should not last too long. Dropped a lot of tape. Okay, you can do that too. That's good. MarineKing is starting to invest in those medevacs.
That's what I meant though. You just counter drop. So yeah, I can't move out of Salvation, but did not really achieve much. His supply is just abysmal right now though, and a big part of this is because his production is only just getting underway. You know, so much pressure was going on through that natural, so much urgency to rebuild. He just didn't have the money to throw in a bunch of Raxes before. Now he does, and he can't spend it.
I mean the army supply. I was a little confused. Yeah, he is down by 14 army supply, but he's also way ahead in workers, and they're both going to be on a 3rd CC. So just hold on a little bit, Salvation. He's trying to get air dominance, and I think MarineKing has noticed this and is continuing with Vikings, where a lot of times we see the person who had it originally stops and then it changes hands. This would have been really nice for Salvation because you now want to deal with the Hellbat drops.
Well, the surprise errors, it's good. This is actually really hard to pull off as the bio player a lot of the time, too. Mech just has that little bit more leeway and less necessity to get medevacs out, so you don't usually get to build these Vikings up so quickly, so early. Meanwhile, there are some Hellbats waiting to unload.
This could be quite deadly. Luckily, he transferred, so it wasn't as saturated as it could have been, and an immediate pull away. Really nice there.
Yeah. I mean, tank was in position. I don't think it was ever in danger of being totally screwed, but you're right. Like, that transfer timing was pretty nice. Minimized the chance of losses. Either way, Salvation finally gets his production up to where it needs to be, where he wants it to be. Maybe a couple extra Raxes once he's got a little more cash to float, but so much has been invested in this air. I really like this move. It's actually forced MarineKing to go for a Thor quite early.
Yeah. Well, you know, as the mech player, if you don't get mech control or air control, you know, it is a little bit of a surprise, but it's also kind of terrifying. They're the ones that can get the Banshees and really screw you over, where, in, you know, the worst case scenario, sometimes they can just produce nothing but Marines. Banshees and mech player are actually kind of good sometimes too, though. Not to say that they're never not good against bio, but a little scarier for one person than the other. And I really do like Salvation's choice to do this. I don't know if this was his plan from the beginning, or he saw those medevacs boost over the Hellbats and was like, oh, I do not want to deal with that. No, no, no. It's a good choice.
Well, actually, what's kind of weird to consider is MarineKing's production, I think, actually outclasses that of Salvation. Normally you can't say this about mech players, but with double reactors down, I think he's going to be able to build an army much faster than Salvation will.
He's going to have faster upgrades, which is not really what you want. as the bio player. Doesn't even have a second NG or an armory down right now. This could be a problem as the game goes on because, of course, as it is Deadwing, Mac was a good choice for MarineKing. He survived the early game. He maybe survived in the mid game so far. And if you can get to a third base, chances are you're going to get to a fourth base. You know, like there are only very specific times where you can be broken. You know, when your tank count's low. When they find a good position like this, I was going to talk about MarineKing taking this base. Probably not the best idea. He's prepared for this, though, so looks like it's okay.
Yeah, the scan just barely missed the army, but he does manage to dodge out those Vikings somehow and get a drop in the main. I don't know how he managed to pull this off, but a lot of FCs are going to die because MarineKing cannot reposition from the front lines. He knows what's waiting for him. So 9 workers die as it takes a very long response to get to this medevac. Looks like he will kill it. Good job, Vikings.
Sweet moves.
Alright, well, Salvation's finally going to dump that money. Again, he's going for a 4th. He's had a lot to spend this game. He himself actually has double factory production for a lot of tanks, so his production is looking a lot better. I mean, whether you're playing bio, whether you're playing mech, you're going to want a lot of tanks, but it's weird and it's crazy to see. Is that 3 factories for him?
Yeah. Yeah,
3 factories of tank production out of the bio player. Go figure. Maybe this will be what he needs, though. MarineKing does have a pretty nice tank line set up. Gotta watch out for these drops, though. Hellbat's walking to those front lines, get right on top of the tanks, trying to spread up, make sure he doesn't eat that blue flame to the face, but he is gonna eat it one way or the other. A sensor tower. I didn't realize he'd build a sensor tower on MarineKing's side of the map, but that's gonna go down.
If MarineKing had busted out of there, those 3 tanks, that 3 tank production would have really made a very strong contain.
Yes.
Luckily, he did what he did. He was up in army supply at the time. Let's not forget those upgrades played a huge factor. 1 versus 2-2 for Mac. Damn. I don't know about continuing this push. Is this gonna work? It might
be. It might be getting a little overzealous. It's really not that many tanks remaining. We see some fancy work here with that one medevac, but for the most part, I think he might be able to like force the SCVs to retreat, but I mean, Salvation just lift all this. His casualty limit is Tech Labs.
That's true. He's
Or
gonna
should
have
be,
to.
pardon me.
Or he's gonna lose more than he really needed. No, he's gonna GG.
He scans his opponent's base. He saw MarineKing wasn't on 4. Well, I guess he's a little bit too worried about that getting out of hand. Either way, congratulations. MarineKing will go to the